Hey, what's going on, folks? My name is Gerard. I'm an exotic plant collector. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about my pink princess cuttings. So it's just going to be an update on my pink princess cuttings that I made a while ago. I'll put that link to that video right here. But you'll see in that video that that's when I cut it, and like fast forward, this is right now where I'm actually showing you the roots on some of them and what's going on with most of them. So keep watching. Alright, so like I said, I'm an exotic plant collector. If you are new to this channel, I talk about plant care, plant tips, and just what I do with my plants that may help you. Or if you could help me, put your helping comments in the comment section below. I would love to hear what you got to say. If I do something wrong or you think that you got a better way, let me know. I'm just curious, because knowledge is power, and it's just good to spread good things. So I totally am for knowledge. So if you could hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. So here we go. I'm going to be talking about my cuttings for my pink princesses. So we'll start with we'll work our way to the top. This cutting that was on the main plant that I had, the mother plant, and we got, like, you can see what's going on with that in there. I'll just probably B-roll it, because it's better if, I guess, you B-roll it, but now it's a good shot. But yeah, that's the growth that we got. Let me get it closer. I'll B-roll it, but that's number one. This is number two, which is still, this is a pot that has no drainage and has like soil inside, but nothing is going on with it. It's still alive. I just may be like not watering it enough, or maybe having too much soil on it, but I may just take it out of here and just put it in some spag peat moss and see if it does a little better, because it's just not growing like these other ones I want to show you. So that's like two cuttings. We'll start from the left, come over here. This one is a pink, but it's kind of reverting, but it still has some pink on it. It's pink down below, and it has a new shoot. So this one is growing aggressively. That's the newest leaf, and you can see is another leaf coming out like right there when it also has this leaf. So I would say this one may be ready to go. I'm not sure about the root system because I have it in dirt, but this next cutting is also in dirt. So I was just kind of doing like a little experiment to see what would be best, a best medium for some of the plants or some of the cuttings. And this is this 1, 2, 3. This is the third one I'm showing you, and it has some nice pink variegation on it, and it has like another leaf that's kind of growing, but it's very small. But it has a great amount of pink on it. That leaf was the real leaf that it didn't have any variegation, but we cut it back and now we got variegation. So that's number 3. I'm sorry, that's number 4, right? That's number 4. Yeah, that's number 4. This is like number 5. The main leaves that I have taken, they have like great little amount of pink on it, and it's going to need some watering. real soon. As if you look at the soil, it's really dry. Don't let it get dry let it dry too long, especially at this stage, to damage or kind of stress out the roots. But there's kind of like a sliver of pink on this leaf, but we got some new emerging growth happening in the middle. So we're looking good. So those are like the ones that I did in like dirt. I'm going to show you. I'm sorry, we got two other ones I got to show you that I did in dirt. This one is rarely variegated, but it's almost like a white variegation, white pink. So we're waiting for some more leaves on this one, but this is one other one. And then all right, this is the mother plant that I have. You can see where the cut it was made and where the new growth is emerging from below the cut. Has a lot of great pink in it. It has spots of pink. So we're going to see what this, and it's something coming up shortly. So we're going to see what this is going to continue to look like after the second node is made, and it still has like its main leaves. So it's a tough plant, and it needs some water. You can see how dry it is. It's super dry. I just keep pebbles on there just for stabilization. I don't know why, but I think it look nice on them, and just for like added moisture, just in case it gets too wet in there or too dry. Just got some spots where it will maintain the humidity under the soil. I'm just trying new things out. I'm just trying things out, so don't judge me. But this is the mother plant that I cut those cuttings from, and that's the last one that I have made cuttings from that I put in dirt. Well, you also saw one that was like that first one was in spag peat moss, but I got one other one I gotta show you that's also in dirt, so I take that back. These are the white knights, and this is, we'll just bring two over to y'all. I'm sorry, I got one more that I did in dirt. This is the other one, and it has like nice pink going on. You can see it's real cool pink in the middle, and it's about to pop out a new leaf, which is cool. The first leaf is also cool, and this needs some watering. So just wanted to get this in before I water the plants. This is a cutting that I put in spag peat moss, and you can kind of see what the roots look like now. And I like actually this idea because I can actually see where the roots are, so I can kind of get a good gauge to probably guess where the cuttings that I can't see the roots in, that are dirted, and kind of get an idea just to see if they're ready for replanting or whatever I want to do with them. But this is cool that I can see, like, I'm gonna get more of these jars, and I'm really getting more comfortable with spag peat moss. I really wasn't. I was really comfortable with the soils that have bacteria and fungi properties that allow the plant to thrive a little better. Spag peat moss, I guess we're mostly looking at air circulation, and I was also concerned about the acidity levels for the peat moss, but I see a lot of other people still using spag peat moss to plant some of their plants. But I'm going to most likely transition this to dirt very soon because the roots look very healthy, but I just wanted to give it that nutrient level that I'm used to giving most of the plants. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to repot this after I can see that it's thoroughly rooted and ready to go. And I'll probably wait for that to unfurl, then put it in some dirt and see where that takes us. But this is another one. And some American ricin that I have in here. And this is like the last one that I have cutted or have cut. It doesn't have that much roots on it, like something funky's going on at the bottom. I think like a root is sprouting out there, and it has like a leaf here, a real small leaf, so it's still thriving. I'm just leaving this in water because it's been the late bloomer, hasn't emerged any roots yet. So that's what we got right now for the pink princesses cuttings. I did some in dirt in the time frame from today. Today is hey Google, what's today?
It is Monday, September 14th, 2020.
So it's Monday, September 2014. Monday, September 14th. And when I did the cutting, so we can get a time frame of how fast these things are growing in my house. Now, once again, I am putting the work in, making sure these guys get great lighting, making sure these guys get great substrate, and the preferable amount of watering. So I'm making sure that they are staying alive, which I'm sure anybody would, but I'm also monitoring the root growth, which is cool to see. I might even do like a time lapse of it just to see like if I want to keep that one in spag and peat moss. Maybe I'll keep it in spag peat moss. I'm just thinking out loud, just so I can just see how the roots grow on a pink princess. Let me know if you want to see that time lapse in the comment section below. I appreciate, well, I could definitely do that. Oh, and this one last pink princess. This is one that I have cut down. Most likely needs to be cut soon because we got some variegation, but we need to cut it all the way back, see if we can get some more variegation out of it. But this is my last one. I have like other cuttings. I was happy to I have a white knight that I cut down because I was losing variegation, and I also have a American ricin that I made a cutting from. We got tons of cuttings, so I'm just learning the ways to propagate and move plants along. So hopefully, if you guys any questions to ask me, let me know in the comment section below. I've had a couple people ask me if those cuttings will be for sale, which they will be, because we just got too many of the same plant, and they'll just be growing, and I'm growing out of rooms. Once again, it's a room type of thing. So I appreciate everybody that's going to be buying one of these cuttings. Contact me in Instagram in the future. I'm just not sure that the roots are ready for travel. I have sold one already that came out perfectly, and I believe the seller's still happy. I'm gonna message her just to make sure that the plant's all right, and see what it looks like, because it would be nice to see how the plant looks, not in my care, because I'm looking at these things every day. Probably, and then when I'm away, I have to come back, so it's like the first thing I do. I come upstairs, look at the plants, and then I can just make sure, it's like your kids. You have to make sure your kids are okay. So this is kind of like the same concept, especially with the cuttings. Not that all of them are important, but we got more cuttings. I want to make another video while I'm making it on the American ricin cuttings, just like I'm documenting with the pink princesses. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and keep growing, and don't forget to